What's up, you guys? It's Boomer. I think when I reflect back to my 20s, it's one of the most fastest and greatest growths I had. At the same time, one of the biggest realizations that being after your teens is not necessarily means you get to figure everything out in a sense. I look back at my 20s as more of years that have been grinding, self-realization, noticing that I'm still young, and there's a lot of things to still learn about life. So in this video, I want to teach you guys the top 5 lessons that I learned that in my 20s that became very valuable, that I realized and I want to carry on my 30s. The first one being actually communication is everything. When I look back at all the communications and the relationships I have, a lot of fights or little arguments that we could have could be really resolved if the communication was done better. So I just look back when it comes to like minor communications, when it comes to email, phone, calls, in person. A lot of these mistakes that happen, like frictions, could have been really resolved better if there was better communication that could have been done. And you'd be very surprised a lot of people don't know how to communicate or even over communicate the right way. So a lot of things, if you realize as you get older, that a lot of things can be prevented if a lot of more solid communication can be done. Second being is whatever you want to get done, I always say doing it now, it really matters. You know, one of the biggest regrets people have is not doing the things that they do. And when they're young, saying they're just so young. So a really great quote that summarizes everything is, there's only 2 types of people, and half the people actually spend their life they're just saying they're too young. And the second half, they're just saying they're just too old. So I realized a lot of the things that you want to do, doing it now matters. And there's no such thing as a perfect timing. And you're just old as you are going to be in the future, and as young as you are going to be right now. So you might as well do the things that you like to do now. Third being is like, whatever you want to learn is go through the imperfect actions. Which I mean by that is you'll never be perfect at what you will do. So if you're going to do something, you might as well go head forward first, learn from your mistakes, and always be in the mindset of willing to learn, right? You're always going to make mistakes no matter what. I think sometimes you will repeat mistakes that you've done. And ultimately, it's about minimizing the risk and minimizing the errors. It's not about being perfect. So any like sales job I did or any new stages of life or new things that come upon me, I realized that most of them has to do with just really analyzing and taking a step forward and just going head on. And when you keep on going head on and learn from your mistakes and knowing that there's some things that could be done better, and really tests your patience and really tests your character as a person. That's one of the greatest things where you can just realize and just tackle on any project or any life task that comes along with it. I just realized that a lot of things is just about just starting. So the fourth one I want to talk about is probably one of the biggest realization is just because you're in your 20s doesn't mean you will figure everything out, right? I thought when I was 21, I was the best thing since sliced bread is what I thought, right? I can drink now. I can stay up past midnight. I'm away from my parents' cave. I can be whoever I want. But ultimately, you get to realize like a lot of things in life you don't know much about. You know, I didn't know much about healthcare, how to take care of myself. I didn't know that actually it's important to be well-rounded on everything, because if you're well-rounded in everything will come along as well. What I mean by that is like health, mind, body, and soul, and also your wealth as well. It's really hard people to focus on one thing. And I always say, just focus on one thing and be really, really, really good at it, especially your job or your craft when it comes to it, because other things will follow, right? If you're really good at your job, then most likely you have a balanced lifestyle, right? If you have a balanced lifestyle, that means you have a good health. And one of the things I really realize when it becomes well-rounded, it's about having really good habits and really focusing on that, which comes down to just really being disciplined on waking up. And when you say you're going to do something, actually do it and follow along with those steps. Your words are powerful on what you say in your mind and how you say it out loud. If you don't follow along with this, then your words become very invaluable than it was when it was, because it's all about sticking to your guts and sticking with your schedule. And that's what some of the biggest realizations when I realized in my 20s. As I step back looking at those 5 lessons, you know, there's so many great memories that comes along, and along with the struggles as well. And I think the 20s is when I struggled the most, when I thought my teens will be one of my biggest struggles because I was a minor and that was it. But in your 20s, there's gonna be some days where you don't know when your next meal is gonna be and how you're gonna pay your next rent, and you get these phone calls from people trying to collect your money, and you get these people that are against you that you really trust and believe that no longer be part of your circle. You know, friends come and go, I would like to say. And of course, I'm going off tangent of these 5, but I want to give you more life lessons as if I was a brother, a mentor, and a figure in a sense that, you know, it's all about mastering your life, right? Because one or two things will happen. Either you run your day or your day is going to run you. And I think it's very important to have an intentional living. When you say you're going to do something, you do it, right? There's no if or buts. There's no negotiation. If you're going to go to the gym, you know, if you don't even feel like it, you go to the gym. And that's some of the commitments that I made. Like, there's some days that I don't want to work, and it's okay if I don't work because I'm an independent contractor. I don't have to clock in and clock out. But rent is due every single day, the success of rent. And there's some days where I just feel absolutely crap. Even some days I feel hungover just because I didn't make the right life decisions and choices to it. And you just have to stay to the commitment. And there's other videos that I talk about where I work 6 days straight, where it took me forever, about 2 to 3 years to become successful where I'm at with my current job. And don't feel like you're left behind, because everyone goes through a different pace and race in life, right? There's people who get married at 19, there's people who don't get married, there's people who get married in their late 30s, and there's people who get kids when they're in their 40s, right? So everyone goes through a different pace and different race in their life. And don't get really stuck on like what your friends are doing. And it's really easy to get distracted during social media because everything seems so perfect and lovely when you see it. But if you really talk to these people, like get a hot 20 seconds or like 10 minutes and just talk about life, you just realize that they got more things going on, and there's more things than the glamorous glitter and the filters that comes along in the social media world. So I just want to let you know that even though I'm posting all these videos and it looks like I'm doing well and giving great advice and people hitting me up that I'm like a role model, I'm no one's role model, to be honest. I just want to make these videos feel like you got helped and it can increase 1% better of your life. If you were 1% better than you were and they'll watch my videos, then I pretty much did my job. And that's really what these contents are really about, to uplift the person and pass it on to the next person. Because there's some great videos and great figures in life that helped me, that I feel like people are searching around in the second largest search engine, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to become someone's best friend, and I'm not here to become someone's best mentor of all time. Really, I'm just trying to provide content that I feel like is not only just gonna help you guys, but also help the next person. That's what it's really for. And as you get older, you really get to focus mainly on yourself the most, because you got to learn how to love yourself first in order to love other people. It's one of the biggest lessons I learned as well. So you got to master your craft and be really well-rounded on your own self, not hesitating later, doing it now, keeping to your promise, keeping to your habits, doing great communication, learning from your mistakes and getting head on, and being not afraid to try new things all the time, but really sticking to it and become a master of your craft, because that's going to be really the biggest separator, what I learned in life when it comes to other people. Because a lot of people, the biggest mistake they do is they never start and they never execute. So if you can start, learn from your mistakes, and really execute, that's becoming really the magic of your 30s. So if you can work hard during your 20s, you don't have to work hard as your 30s. And if you work hard in your 30s, you won't have to work hard for your 40s. That's the biggest one of the lessons that I learned, and that's the reason why I'm here for, is actually share that knowledge and really pass it on to the next person. And I hope these videos really help you guys out, not just on like business and social media wise, but also your overall life as well. This is what these videos are about. And yeah, give it a like, subscribe, it's free. You can always unfollow me if you feel like it doesn't really keep to your needs. But I just want to give this video out for those who just not only struggling in the 20s, but struggling in life, that want to learn things to the next level. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.